Hey guys, hey Phoenix Foundation. This is going to be just literally a quick scope. I want to say two things. Chris Dunn TV, thanks for coming on here. Everyone else, thanks for joining. Thanks for coming back. Halo, hey, Deep Pursuit's real. Tara Tate the Great. Kim Inspired. Oh, hey, Myron Gray. Hey guys, I just want to do a quick scope, mainly because, hey Talisha, scope scribe, King Abel. Hey DeLeon. Let me know when you get a copy, when you get that book, DeLeon, when you and Tammy get that book, let me know. This is a quick scope because my boy, Christian Cotta, if you guys are following him or not, he's doing you got the book? Okay, awesome. My boy Christian Cotta is doing, you got it today, okay, awesome. Hey, Cherie. Hey. Robert Stern. Robert Stern's a great guy to learn from. Robert Stern literally I call him the godfather of social. He's one of the scope mobs, early, one of the early adopters that I've learned a lot from. So, awesome. I'm glad you guys liked that and got it, man. I believe in you. I believe you're going to be, DeLeon, you're going to be the dude that I'm talking about someday, that, your shoes in the stores, and I'll be like, yeah, that's that dude, So, I'm looking for, I see the vision. I hope you do too. Thanks so much, Robert. Real quick, I'm gonna do another scope a little bit later, probably about an hour. But what I wanted to do was say hello real quickly. Shout out my boy Christian, because he's launching. He's doing his launch of a podcast / he's doing it on Periscope. He has a guest, Danny J, today. Oh man, that means a lot to me. Thank you so much, DeLeon. And I'm going to do another scope a little bit later, probably about an hour and a half. I know some of you guys, your time zone's a little bit different. Thanks for the hearts, thanks for the love, thanks for the shares. I usually when I have an actual title, I'll actually ask you guys to share and give me the heart. So I really appreciate you guys with the love. Basically today's Monday. I just want to give you some quick words about Monday and how. Oh, thanks so much, man. I love to wear a pair of your sneakers. And today a lot of people tend to not look at Monday for what it is. I really believe that the day of your week starts on Sunday. Sunday is the first day that you start everything, really, when you're planning. So we look at it as a day of rest, but really in reality it's a day to begin your next week, right? And so one thing I always tell people is you have to, I'm working on a journal, so to give to people, to sell to people, where you can list your goals for the week and your goals for the month. I do this all the time. I literally have a journal of my own, but I also have it online. I use Evernote as well. So Evernote, I put all what I need to have done, and I have there's another site / app that you can use called To Do. I think it's called To Do. You can Google it real quick. Hey, Skinny got curves. That's funny. And so really, really, I got to remind you guys is, if you feel that Monday is bringing you down, you feel that Monday is not, you don't feel inspired on Monday. I look forward to Monday. And the days that I did not look forward to Monday, is one of two things. Either I didn't like what I was doing, or I didn't like where I was going. One of those two things. If I didn't like what I was doing, if I didn't like what I was going, Sunday night was treacherous. And about 10 years ago, I was working at a firm. I was working at one of the big four accounting firms. And I literally would have anxiety. I'd wake up. I couldn't go to sleep half the time. I would wake up in the middle of the night. I'd freak out, worried about Monday, and the people I had to work with who were a pain in the ass, all this crazy stuff that was happening. And it's not the kind of life that I want to live, right? Thank you so much, Kim. I really mean that. I hope you guys enjoyed Paris. I hope you guys had a good time with your mom and your kids and your husband and everything else, and everyone's just hanging out and having a good time. I saw the pictures, so that's awesome. And so a lot of times for me, this is kind of where I was able to draw from that. And I had a mentor that reminded me that, look, when you feel burnt out, when you're not on your purpose, when you begrudge a day that's coming, it's mainly because when you procrastinate, it's because you don't like what you're about to do, because you don't like what you have to do. And there's a difference between I got to versus I get to. So when I'm playing basketball, I was always happy because I get to play basketball. I look at it that way. Hey, Kevin Madison. Kevin Madison is the dude. You can check him out. He's a hilarious guy. He's part of the Justice League. If we did a scope, a scope with Christian Cotta before. So, check him out. His scopes are really deep and informative. Make your brain melt. Brain matter comes out of your ears because makes you think. Make it really deep. Hey, Tara. And so basically it's this: when you're procrastinating, when you're worried about Mondays, when you're worried about doing something else, and you're worried about the things that are like the days that are coming, when Wednesday's a problem for you, when you're looking forward to Friday and the weekend, it's because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so what I try to encourage people, whether from a coaching perspective, from a business perspective, even from a life perspective, is you need to small chunk, right? You need to make incremental steps towards something. Because your brain, in real life, your brain wants proof, not promises, right? We make promises all the time. And I want to remind you guys, like, you guys need to get this concept from me, because every time I give some ideas or principles or things we're going to call wisdom or everything else, is because I'm telling myself the same thing. I'm looking at myself right now. I'm literally looking in the mirror, telling myself, if I'm looking forward to Friday, there's a problem. If I don't want Monday, I don't want Monday to come, there's a problem. If there's something going on that I'm not happy about, and I don't want the day to come, or I'm procrastinating, putting something off, it's because I don't want to do it. It's because my heart's not in it. It's not part of my movements, not part of my progress. And again, in life, you got to understand that your brain wants proof, not promises. Your brain wants to see progress. When you just realize this, when you finish something, when you've done something, even if it's cleaning the house, cleaning the cabinets, taking out the trash, something of any form of accomplishment, we feel good, right? That's a biological thing. We feel good. It's even written. That's the reason why it was even written in the Bible. It's written probably in other religious works. It feels good when you accomplish something, when you do something, because when you do something, your brain gives you a dopamine hit and reminds you, oh, this is good. And so the goal to trick your brain is a few things. The first thing you need to do is you need to remind yourself of your goals. If you're looking at something you don't want to do, and you're like, I don't like my job, I don't like where I'm going, I don't like where I'm living, any of this stuff, you got to ask yourself a question. What am I really supposed to be doing? How is what I have to do now have anything to do with my long-term goal? So if it's at a job you're at, right, you don't like, and I heard somebody on here, I think it's Mocha, I can't remember your name, but you said you're having this issue with your job right now. You need to figure out where your gifts and your goals intersect. Yeah, ask Mocha. You need to find out where your gifts and your goals intersect, right? When you find out where your gifts and your goals intersect, that is exactly the time when you start thinking of what you need to do next. Foso Social, thank you for coming. Ask Mocha. Thanks for the feedback. This is resonating with you, man. Just let me know if I'm off. Let me know. I love the hearts. Please give me some hearts. Please share with your friends and your family. This is supposed to be a really quick scope, but the thing is to remind you, to encourage you on Monday, right? Me too. Something's got to give, but you got to take the steps. Thank you, Myron. I put something out there. on Instagram about it's like a little meme, like you pray to God, but you got to do the work as well. But part of that may require you to do some research, right? What is it that you want to do? Ask Mocha. You ain't happy with your job? What do you want to do, right? If you don't figure out what you want to do next, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter what I say, right? If you don't figure out what you want to do next, what you want to do next, you will continue to stay in a place that you dislike, right? Yes, I love chocolate. Give me some chocolate hearts. Matches my skin. Faith is nothing without action. Exactly, Kim. Without action, everything else is fairy tales and mystery and Disneyland, right? And so for me, what I've realized, when I don't like where I'm at, I didn't have a mission, I didn't have a goal, I didn't have a plan, I didn't have a purpose, I had nothing I was looking for. I didn't know what my goals were, I had no idea what my gifts were, I didn't know how they intersected, and that's the key. So the first things first is you need to revisit your goals, and it can be short-term, long-term, things that you're looking for. If you're trying to start that business off the ground, you need to take a look at that again and say, what do I need to do in order to get one step closer? Because believe me, once you accomplish the first step, right, your brain gets excited about what's happening next and what potentially can be, and then you start dreaming again. So I don't want you to think about the big thing. I gave the story I think yesterday about Will Smith and the wall. His dad wanted him to build a wall. I know what I want to do, but I'm just afraid to take the leap. What you need to do, Ask Mocha, is consider this. You need to make a list of what you need to accomplish in order to get to that goal, right? That's the first thing. And then the next thing you need to do is find out what the next step is. Because exactly, I mean, Kim is you're like a Jim Rohn fan, just like I am. So that's basically it. Action cancels out fear, and massive action destroys fear. And just like procrastination, if there's fear and there's procrastination, there's a very good chance that you don't want to do what you're supposed to be doing. You don't want to do what you're supposed to do. You got to get to on the other side of that. Everything is scary until you try it. Exactly. Like there's some things I don't need to do in order to know that it's not good for me. I don't need to go to Iraq to know that I don't want to be there. I don't need to jump off a cliff to know I don't want to jump off a cliff. I don't need to get shot to know that it doesn't feel good. However, a lot of the things that you want to do, ask Mocha, the things that you want to do right now in life, I guarantee you there's somebody else out there who's done exactly what you're doing, that's doing exactly what you've done, that what you want to do, that there's someone out there you can find and then emulate. There's nothing wrong with copying. There's nothing wrong with figuring out their path and their mission, right? There are Columbuses out there, right? Being Columbus is great, but being the people who follow Columbus is even better, because I don't have to go through all the nonsense that he went through and get lost and almost get killed, all this stuff. He did that. He paid that price. So now it's easier for me to figure that out. When Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook, there was already 5 or 6 other social networks out there. He learned from the mistakes of MySpace, right? MySpace was basically letting pedophiles and other people do all sorts of things, and people putting up fake profiles and all this nonsense. Facebook cut all that out, and look how quickly they grew. Google was like the 10th or 11th search engine. They didn't need another search engine, but what you needed was related sponsored search, and they ended up deviating and doing a little variation of that. Now they're one of the biggest companies in the world. Apple did not create the mobile phone. It was like Palm Pilot and some of the one from the 90s, a big brick. But again, Apple created a product that everybody stands in line for and skip work to get. I'm doing what I want to do partially. I'm just not fully commented or committed. So let me ask you this, Ask Mocha. What do you think you need to be fully committed? And why do you think, what part of the fear is keeping you from making that commitment? That's a question that you should answer. Whether you answer it to me or to yourself or to a coach or whatever else, that's a question you need to have answered. Like what on the other side of that fear are you afraid of, or what did you worried about that you're not going to take that step to go forward, right? See, the thing is this. The way I look at it is this. When your life, a lot of times, one of the big enemy of the best is the good, and that's something that Tony Robbins always says. Stable income. Exactly. I knew you were going to say that. I was about to say the enemy of the best is the good, and what I was about to say about that is when people have, and that's again, Ask Mocha, it's not your fault. And anyone else who's watching this, you got to get it. It's not your fault. This is part of your brain chemistry. See, that's why I love about psychology and behavioral economics and social sciences. It's important to realize from a psychology perspective, your brain wants you to be safe. Your brain wants you to get safe money, safe place to live, safe relationships. It doesn't want you to be pushed, doesn't want you to be challenged, because there's no incentive for it, because your whole goal of your brain is to have Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And so when it comes to having just stable income and just being cool and just having good food, maybe not making as much as you know you should be making, but you're not making less than you should, you're not starving either, right? That is the worst. That's why the enemy of the best is the good. Because when everything is good, that's when we start settling. That's when we start putting up with things we shouldn't put up with. That's why we stay in a job we know we shouldn't stay, because the income is stable. I would never tell somebody to quit their job without having something else in the hopper or having something else, as part of the plan. That's crazy, because you will never be able to make decisions accordingly because you're stressed out, right? You quit your job today, you worry about where am I going to live, where am I going to eat, well, how am I going to eat? People are going to leave me because they think I'm a bum. Like all these different things that affect your hierarchy of needs, right? So the goal is simple. You got to revisit that goal, right? You know what you want to do. You're kind of on the path to it. You need to figure out. You got to pick a number. The first thing you got to pick is something like a number, and here's why. There's something called the reticular activation system, RAS. You can Google this. It's called the reticular activation system. It's in your brain. It's the one thing that gets you to focus on certain things. And the things that you think are important, you'll focus on. The things you think are not important, you won't focus on. So when you go to a seminar and somebody says, close your eyes, open your eyes, and look at everything that's blue, you'll pick out all the blue things, right? And if he asks you what was brown, you won't remember because your brain was so focused on that direction, right? And the reason why that is because as caveman days and growing up and everything else, you had to pay attention to things so intently, so focused so that you didn't die. So you had to be concerned. Okay, this looks like a bear could kill me. This is a trap over here. There's another tribe that may cut my head off. Like all these different things you need to be concerned with. So you didn't have time to be looking at butterflies and walking around and whatever. So the same thing, using the same way our brains work, use the same thing for your goals and your dreams. You got to pick a number. Too many people are too vague. They're like, I just want more money. I want 6 figures. 6 figures is vague. 100 grand is 6 figures. 900,000 is 6 figures, right? $1 million is 7 figures, right? So you have to how close could you be to 6 and 7? And so you have to be so deliberate and intent in your actions and purposeful in your actions. But more importantly, you got to pick a number. I want you to write down, revisit your goal, pick a number of what you want to get to, and then work backwards. Whatever you sell, if it's a service, if it's coaching, whatever it is, you work backwards. If your thing's $100,000, look at it. Okay, how many clients do I need to have in order to get to $100,000? If it's $1,000 a month for 10, $1,000 a month for 10 clients, there you go right there. 9 clients, $1,000 a month. Or if it's whatever it is you're doing, you need to work backwards, and then it becomes more manageable. And your brain doesn't feel overwhelmed by what you're looking at right now. Your brain right now is looking at, here's my current job with my income coming in to every 2 weeks, right, in my bank account automatically. And then this is me trying to start a business or leave my job to do something else. And you look at and then when your brain looks at that, it's like there's nothing there. So automatically you start thinking, I'm struggling, I'm starving, people make fun of me, I'm a poor entrepreneur or a poorpreneur or any of that stuff, right? And so the thing is, you need to get your brain on your team. You need to start tricking your brain to get it on its team. So I'll leave some principles with you real quickly before I leave, and I may do another scope a little bit later. I'm still waiting for a Christian scope to come up, but it's not. So, hey, Taj Cosmetic, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Please invite your friends. Hopefully they can catch the replay. The goal is this. This is Monday. It's supposed to be a quick scope, but this is Monday, and you need to revisit the motivation. I need you to revisit why you're doing what you do. And I want to say something to you. I gave a scope about this earlier. Let me give you the principles, and I'm going to give you a story about counting the cost, because this is one of my favorite. Okay, so the principles are, here it is real quickly. First is you need to revisit your goal. If you don't have the goal, write it down. You got to write it down. I write my goals down every week. I revisit them on Evernote every single week, sometimes a couple times during the week. But at least once a week, you got to revisit your goals, because you need to cut yourself. You need to put yourself, literally, you need to call yourself out and say, you made a goal. You have to say to yourself, this year I will make this goal, this dream become a reality. I won't talk about it anymore, right? I can and I will and I must. And I say that to myself literally almost every morning when I'm driving to work, when I'm getting ready to go to work or whatever I'm doing. I say to myself, this year I will make this goal become a reality. I won't talk about it anymore. And it's an incantation. It's not just affirmation. Affirmation of words, man. It is more like an incantation. And the reason I'm saying it this way is because I'm getting myself in a state to start thinking like the guy that's going to go out and do what I'm supposed to be doing. And after that's happened, I'm having measurable progress in what I'm trying to accomplish. The first thing is write your goal down, revisit it. I want to do what I want to do to inspire, make money, but you need to be more specific than that, Ask Mocha. You need to be more specific than that. You need to be so specific. You need to be like, I want to inspire, female entrepreneurs, this age or color in this zip code to do this 1, 2, and 3. And then your brain will start coming up with ways to help you get there. I guarantee you. When I speak too vague, I write down things too vague. I feel like a loose leaf. Like tear a leaf off the tree, throw it in the air, it'll fly wherever the wind takes it. That's what I feel like if I'm not specific in my goal. After you accomplish that first one, your brain will reward you. You'll feel amazing. You'll get what you want. After that, you can scale out. People don't realize you can narrow the focus at first, and then you can scale out after that, which means get bigger and grow out of that, right? Susie Orman was like, she worked at Morgan Stanley for like a minute, and now she's talking about financial literacy, and you can scale after that because it's like the little, it's like a little circle. Everything's like you're like the spoke. You're like all your ideas are spokes in a wheel. Okay. I'm going to be teaching this at a conference like in about a month, using that about how to get media, how I get on TV, how I'm able to get on TV whenever I want, using the same thing, use the same concept, same idea. But okay, I want to inspire you to work your core to get it to where it was before, running on your back. That's funny. I love that's catchy. I love it. I get it. Just get your abs, get your body right. I get it. If you're very specific in what you want, because this is why. When people Google stuff, when people look for things, they're not saying, I want a coach. Maybe they're saying, I want somebody to inspire me to do this, this, and this is who I am. And so they want to make sure that they fit. And so to start out, what I want you to do is I want you to not only get excited, I want you to get motivated. Motivation is fleeting. Motivation is a small piece. Motivation is a spark. Motivation is what gets you excited for a second, right? And then on Wednesday, when everyone else is saying hump day, all that stuff, that's when you go back to your mindset of where you were before, where you're like, oh man, I hate the week, blah, 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 this sucks, right? So that's why the inspiration is what gets you going. It's a concern thing. If your inspiration is money, motivation is money, it'll never work, because there's so many other ways to get paid. There's so many ways to get paid. So your why has to be deeper. Your why has to be bigger than getting money, because you can get money any other way, and your brain knows that. So your brain will tell you, you go work how you're working already. That's fine. You're getting money already. Not enough, right? Your why has to be more than that. Exactly. That's why we do it daily, because shower doesn't last either. Exactly. I love that. I love that. What definition by telling me I'm aiming for getting a six-pack. You go get it. Go get it, Kima. Motivation is like adrenaline. It can only carry you for... Exactly. And that's why your body only gives it to you for a while, because your body can't go on that type of adrenaline like that. So you got to find other ways to nourish your body in all types of areas. So, okay, the first principle is you need to revisit. Number one, you need to revisit your goals every week at a minimum. Write it down. I like Evernote because it's online. I don't have to carry around my notebook. I actually have a journal that I use in my dirty car. I have a journal that I use. Here it is. This is like it's a simple little moleskin. I write down things in there all the time. That's the first thing. And then the second thing you want to do is you want to make not a list. People might make lists all the time. You're not making a list. What you want to do is you want to write down steps, which are different. There's a difference between steps and lists. Lists are indiscriminate, right? It's just a series of things that may or may not be in some type of sequential or chronological order. Would you agree? Steps are in sequential, chronological, or some order that all have to be done in that particular order, the way they're written. So what I want you to do now is after you have you revisit your goal, you need to write down steps to get to the first level of your goal. The first level of your goal, you need to write down some steps. How do I get there? What do I need to do? What do I have to say? Who do I have to talk to? Something like that. Because then your brain starts getting proof that it needs to believe that your dreams are attainable. Right now, your brain literally is telling you you're full of shit. I'm using Asmoka as an example. But a lot of you probably have the same thing. Your brain right now, I'm guaranteeing you this, your brain is like saying you're full of shit. You ain't doing that. Don't worry about it. You just go back to work. It's all cool. Just go back to work. I know we got dreams. Literally, right? Nature doesn't give a crap about your dreams. Your brain doesn't give a crap about your dreams. The world doesn't. Even a person who loves you doesn't care as much of your dreams as much as they do for theirs. And this is real talk. And so for me, it's the same thing. It is not a bad thing. As humans, in order to survive, you got to think about yourself. I get it to some degree. So as a result of that, that's what you have to do. Yes, low does for me. That's a different story. But besides low, most people don't give a crap about your dreams. But it's not a bad thing. It's part of life. I get it. So the first thing I'm saying is you got to revisit your goal. Hey, Travis Lloyd. Travis Lloyd is the man. So he's another guy you can follow, motivation and entrepreneur stuff. He's awesome. We have to make ourselves yeah, exactly, because literally our beliefs shape us. So if you're the man holding back your, yes, exactly. So the tricks for me is how I do this, how I do it. So the first is you got to revisit your goals at least once a week. You can use Evernote, write it in a book. Second thing is you got to write down the steps, right? The steps to get to the first level of what you're trying to do. I call this small chunking, right? It's taking incremental differences. And you cannot. If you are Tammy, she supports me. If you think too big, it's overwhelming. Here's an example. If someone tells you to go build a Great Wall of China, go build a pyramid, it's overwhelming. It looks crazy. Someone tells me to go paint a wall, it's overwhelming. And so as a result of that, you have to take measurable steps towards that, and it doesn't become overwhelming to your brain. Your brain is you're fighting your brain. Right, you are your own person. Your brain is with you, but you're both fighting each other because your brain thinks it knows better what's best for you than you do. Right, your dreams puts your brain at risk, and by that it means it puts your livelihood, your ability to make money, having comfort, being in a place without any stress. So all those things. Did I miss Christian? No, I haven't seen Christian yet. My thing hey, Justice Bowen, he's the man. He's another dude. He does the drive time thing. He's off the chain. So I'm waiting for Christian. I haven't seen Christian yet. So that's why I want to do the scope. And so the first thing is revisit your goals. Second thing is create small steps to get to that next place. The third thing, which is really important, is I want to ask you guys to do this. Is you got to find somebody who's doing exactly what you want to do. They're everywhere. There is, in sports they call it exactly, it's muscle memory. There's nothing in life that you're going to do that has not been done by somebody else. I don't care what you're talking about right now. There's nothing in life that you want to do that's been done by somebody else. And so as a result of that, you got to find mentors. That's it. That's exactly right. You got to find mentors. You got to find people. right? You got to find somebody who's done something. And that mentor can be someone you meet. It can be someone you don't know, someone you know. It could be someone who's written a book, right? Someone who does YouTube videos. A lot of people are doing YouTube videos now. Someone who's doing scopes, whatever it is, and ask them questions. I've written emails to Seth Godin, if you heard of Seth Godin. I've written emails to, Ramit Sethi. I've written emails to, I met Gary Vaynerchuk as a result of that. All these different things that I did because I had questions to learn about how they're able to do what they're doing. That's why I'm trying to find the right mentor. Also, ask Mocha, I want to tell you one thing about finding a mentor. One thing you got to realize is a lot of people who are mentors, they're busy. However, they understand the importance of mentorship because they've gotten to where they are because they have mentors. I had mentors in my life. One of my mentors and one of my good friends is Matt Paxton, who's a star of the TV show Hoarders. Another one is Paul Carrick Brunson. Whether you know him or not, I'm not really sure. He's a matchmaker. He's a coach. He's based here in the D.C. area. A good friend of mine. He's always in Good Morning America. He had a TV show on Oprah's network called Lovetown USA. Those two guys were instrumental in getting me over the hump when I was trying to get my book deal. I have TV mentors. I have people in networks who are mentors. I have people coaching who are mentors. I have people in life who are mentors. They all serve different purposes. But this is a secret to it. This is a secret to getting a mentor. When I tell you guys this as you watch it, the secret to getting a mentor is this: is not asking them to mentor you, is asking how can I help you. That's it. When they want to, because again, part of the concept is there's a concept of reciprocity, and reciprocity is when somebody does something for you, when you do something for somebody, they feel more than likely to return the favor. Yes, Tosh, yeah, he's amazing, really good friend, really good dude, and when somebody does something for you, when you do something for somebody, they want to return the favor. And so I'm not saying don't ask them to be your mentor. I'm saying find a way you can ask them. You can help them, right? You ask them, what are you interested in? This is the thing, and people make fun of me a lot of times because I remember I have a memory I have like a photographic memory. So I'll meet somebody and I'll remember them like 6 months to a year, maybe 10 years later. Last time we talked, what you wore, it's crazy. I don't know why. I see things in pictures. So as a result of that, if something comes up that reminds me of that person, I'll clip it. I'll send it to them. I'll send them a link to an article. I'll do a Google alert if it's somebody I really want to stay in touch with, and I'll send something to them. Say, hey, I remember we talked about this. This is what you thought. Da 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 da. Or I know you said you had an issue with this. Have you thought about doing this and this? Here's a suggestion. Some suggestions I have based on some research. They're going to be like, holy shit, this person really cares about what I'm trying to do. And then they're going to try and help you. They're going to give you the keys to the kingdom, the keys to the Ferrari, the Porsche, whatever it is, and explain to you how you can get through your life, how you can get to that next level. Everybody who's great that you love. Oh, Tosh, thank you so much. That means so much to me. Everything that's great that you love, everybody that's done great things that you love and admire have been mentored by somebody else, so they understand the importance of mentorship, and they're not going to play games with it. The people who feel they don't need mentors, don't need help, you'll notice through most of your life they'll be stuck and they'll be stagnant. So that's the third thing. First thing, revisit your goals, write them down. Right? Revisit them once a week, write them down. Sometimes I write them. Sometimes I'll rewrite them. Like every week, I'll rewrite them again. The reason why I do that is it's like when you do lines on the board, like in school back in the day, is to get your mind. Okay, Christian Kata Scope's coming on, so I'm gonna wrap this real quick. Again, Christian's my man. Go hit Christian Kata. His title and stuff is basically in the title of this scope. Great friend. If you're watching the replay, do me a favor, give me some hearts, share this with your friends on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching this replay. Thanks so much for watching right now and being with me. I'm going to go through this real quickly, the three tips you need to do, and then I'm going to peace out and go catch Christian's thing because he's launching his podcast. The first, basically, real quickly, is revisit your goals and write them down once a week. The second thing is you need to, yes, you're welcome, DeLeon. The second thing is, God, I can't remember the second thing. Make steps. Write the steps down, right? Because it's called small chunking. Write the steps down, measurable steps. When I need to do this, to do this, to this. I need to talk to this, I need to talk to that person. Hey, Tara Tate the Great. Glad you're back. I'm glad you're doing well. And the third one is you got to find mentors, people who've done it. It may be simple as finding a book. Can your mentor be someone that's not? Yes, definitely ask Mocha. Your mentor could be anybody. Anybody that gives you valuable advice. Ideally, if it's something you want to do for your business, you want the advice to come from a place of experience. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, they could also give you advice in other ways, like how to see things, perspective, which actually is really important. The way you see the world, the way you see things. Because a lot of people see the world in the way they think it should be and not in the way it actually is. And that's why disappointment comes in a lot of the time. So when you're disappointed because your expectations were met. And a lot of times with people, when their expectations are met, it's because they saw the world in a way that did not exist, rather than the way that it actually is. So as a result of that, you may find somebody who may not even be in your industry. Like if Dalai Lama wanted to be my mentor, I'm gonna listen to him, right? And he may not be in the coaching business coaching strategist arena, but if he has something to say, I'm listening to what he's saying. So thank you so much, Kim. I'm glad you were able to catch a live scope. Kim's a great friend. I've known her for years. She's with Nurium. If you guys are familiar with that product, I keep forgetting. I think it's Princeton scientists. Prune it. It's anti-aging, helps your skin smooth, soft, silky. I have no stake in this, so when I promote stuff, if I'm ever promoting a scope and I have a scope with like a sponsor, which I will hopefully have soon, I will let you know that it's sponsored by somebody. So this is she's a friend of mine. She's grinding, working hard. She got twin babies, plus she has like I think a 2-year-old or 3-year-old. So she's like a stay-at-home. She's a stay-at-home mom / grinder, brain supplement too. Yes, stay-at-home mom / grinder entrepreneur. And she lives to live here in Washington D.C. And she packed up with her husband and everything else and moved to Switzerland. Well, I used to live there in Switzerland. So she moved to Switzerland to do all this stuff and to grind. So her time zone is crazy. So chances are she's 5 hours ahead. It's like 1 in the morning almost. I used to live in Switzerland too. So I understand. It's like 1 in the morning. So I appreciate you taking the time to be on the scope. Thank you, Ask Mocha. Reach out to me if you have any questions. You can come on my scope. Follow me, please. Thanks for the hearts and shares. Other thing is you can email me, Omar from Detroit. I got hearts going up on a Monday. I got hearts going up on a Monday. All right, thank you so much, Omar. Thank you so much, Miss Ashley Indira. Thank you so much, Ask Mocha, for following me. If you have any questions, Ask Mocha, you can send an email. Sharon, P3 Solution, she's an amazing marketer as well. You can send some questions to info@ebongeka.com. Ebong's my name, and Eka's my last name, and ebongeka.com is info@ebongeka.com. I'll answer it. But also, if you have, I just decided I'm gonna do a blab tomorrow. I think at about 7:30. I'm doing a blab tomorrow, where I'm gonna talk about the 3. I want people to come on and share with me their 3 biggest business struggles. And we're gonna try and solve them. We're gonna solve them on blab. So whatever you're going in, sometimes it's the mindset thing. We'll talk about the mindset. We'll talk about your mission. We'll talk about your money. We'll talk about all that stuff. So yes, I try to do one every day, Kim. So I try to do one every day. So yeah, try and catch my blab tomorrow. I'll send some tweets out and everything else. But again, the steps real quickly. Write your goals down. Revisit them every week. Make the steps. Write the steps down. What you need to do. Right in order of them being accomplished. And then 3, find a mentor who's currently doing it, or whether it's a person or a book or a course or something. You need to find something. You have to. I find your blab. Okay, hopefully you found my blab. I just set it up like before I left. Literally, I just got home. So hopefully you find it. I'll send a tweet out, whatever. But just go to blab.im / is the same username for everything that I have: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything. It's ebongeka, EBONGEKA. Real quick, let me introduce myself, and then I'm gonna go because I gotta catch Christian's thing. My name is ebongeka. I'm a CPA, which is certified public accountant in the U.S. But I'm also a coach. I do a biz coaching, and I do some semblance of life coaching and mindset. I'm also the Prince of Pricing. So when I work with businesses, I help them set their prices as well as build and grow their prices so that they can charge maximum prices to get maximum profits. And that's the whole point of it. A lot of businesses fail because they're not charging the right price for their products and services, and they're actually ripping themselves off in the process. So that's kind of what I do for the most part. I love you guys. You guys are amazing with this Periscope business. I'm so happy this thing didn't crash. I want you to get excited about Monday. I want you to get excited about your life. I want you to be so inspired that people, they want to know who you are. They want to get to know you. They want to hang out with you. They want to find out what you're trying to do, mainly because you're so happy to be alive. Because, again, there's no time. Nobody knows when things are going to end, when things are going to go. I want you to get excited about your life and about your mission and about your goals. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the hearts. Jolyn O is amazing. I saw a Facebook thing about Jolyn. You're doing a Periscope template thing that you got from Laura Husson, who's amazing as well. I love Laura Husson. The Prince is here. That's right. The Prince of Pricing. All right. I love you guys. It's getting dark. As you can tell, I'm dark. And if it gets any darker, you won't be able to see me but teeth and eyes. And that's not cool. So I love you guys. Hey, she rocks. Yes, she does rock. So, yeah, I love you guys. And thank you so much for being on here and the support and the love and everything else. I want you to get inspired. One more thing. I want to remind you, do not count the cost. Do not count the cost on this one. Ask Mocha. As you're looking right now, you're asking yourself, should I take this chance to do this and this and this? Do not, Toronto 8111. Do not count the cost, okay? Because when you count the cost and you see how much it costs, you might quit. When you say, okay, I have to quit my job and do all this stuff, you might quit. You can't count the cost on this one. This is important to you. This is a belief. This is a goal you have, a dream, a purpose you have in your life. Your goals are intersecting. When your goals intersect with your gifts, that's when you find your purpose. When you find your purpose, you cannot count the cost on that one, right? You got to go all in, right? And going all in doesn't mean risking yourself and risking yourself financially. It means taking the time to be intentional and deliberate. Do not count the cost, because if you count the cost, you will quit. Everybody quits. I almost quit because I started counting the cost when I got my book deal. I almost quit because I started counting the cost when I was trying to play professional basketball. I almost quit when I almost count the cost and almost quit when I was trying to go to college in the U.S. coming from Canada, right? It's not going to be easy. Nothing in life worth doing is going to be easy. A lot of people disagree with that, but that is the truth. I don't care what anybody says, because I've seen it. My life, I've seen it other people's lives who are doing it. Every single person I know successful in life, with money, with relationships, anything else, they have gone through a period of valleys and pain. Period. Plain and simple. People who quit early have never gone through problems, anything enough to show them that they need to stick to it. Plain and simple. When you've gone through so much shit, right? You've gone through shit and you're painful, it hurts. You know that on the other end of that is the reward. So don't count the cost. Don't sit there making a thing, counting all this and that. If I quit, don't do any of that crap. Do the things I told you. Write the goals down. Revisit them every single week, right? If someone's saying to you, it's hump day, tell them they don't have a purpose. They're just living their life like a leaf in the wind. You ain't a leaf in the wind. You're a big ass house. You're a house. You're a foundation, right? You're a monument. So, yeah, I know. Sorry, I was through the bar. I got inspired. I mean, after I hang up with the scope, I'm going to be listening to some motivational videos after listening to Christian stuff. Okay, I love you guys. I gotta go. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for the heart. Thanks for the love.